Hey guys, so today I am doing a makeup mistakes to avoid to get a flawless foundation routine. I obviously have like eye makeup and lip stuff on now, but this video is just about foundation and how to get a flawless foundation look. So it's gonna just help it stay on longer, look less oily, look less cakey. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below and turn that little notification bell on, and that will just notify you when I upload a new video. With all of that being said, let's just go ahead and get started with the video. My first tip is to use a headband to kind of hold your hair back, and this is going to help so that you don't have to hold your hair back with your hands or anything, and it'll just get your hair out of your face and make the makeup not get in your hairline. Next, cleansing and moisturizing is super important before makeup application. This is really going to make a difference, and I feel like this is where people go wrong a lot of the time. Skipping that step will make or break your look. Next, use different primers for different skin types. So the Hangover RX from Too Faced would be good for dry skin because it's a really hydrating primer. And then this one from Smashbox is better for oily skin and filling in pores and stuff like that. So I like to pat the primer in instead of rubbing because it's more effective that way. And also give the primer at least 60 seconds to set in so that, it doesn't make the foundation slip off or anything. Primer water is another great step to do. It's just going to make the foundation stick more, and I like to use primer and primer water. Some people might think that's excessive, but that's just what I like to do. Next, you want to try different foundations. There are stick foundations, cream foundations, liquid foundations, and just see which one works for you. And when picking out a foundation, you want to match it to your neck because sometimes your face can be lighter or darker, normally lighter than the rest of your body and neck. So obviously you want to blend it to your neck. So when blending out foundation, I like to stipple my brush instead of rubbing. This is going to give it a more flawless effect and make it look more natural. And you won't have the brush streaks that everyone hates. My next tip is to use a sponge for a flawless finish. I don't find any brush does what a damp beauty sponge can do. I just love using my beauty blender for this. For fuller coverage, do 2 layers instead of 1 layer, because 1 layer is just going to look thick and cakey, but 2 individual layers, letting the first layer dry in between, is going to look more natural. And using a concealer a shade lighter than your actual skin tone underneath your eyes is going to brighten your eyes and make you look a lot more awake. You don't want to get it too light though, because then you'll just look weird. And I just like to pat this in with my damp beauty blender. My next tip is to use cream products under powder products. I actually, for a while, was making this mistake of using cream contour over powder. After I would set my foundation, then I would do the cream. But I learned that you need to do the cream before powder always. This is just going to make it blend better and look more flawless. My next tip is to re-blend your concealer before applying powder because we all dread those lines underneath your eyes with the concealer creasing into the lines. So I like to use a translucent powder to bake. In this video I didn't bake too much, I just kind of applied the powder where it needed to go, but I like to use translucent powder to set my more oily areas like under the eyes, around where I have big pores on my cheeks, and on my nose. And then what I like to do is use a colored powder over the translucent powder, and this is going to help prevent flashback, because no one wants that. And I actually use a powder foundation because I like a lot of coverage, but you can just use a regular powder if you like normal coverage. And my last tip is to just set everything with a setting spray. I'm using D-Slick from Urban Decay. This is just a staple that I've been using for years. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful in some way. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!